Hope you what? What do I have on? I have on pajamas and a...
No.
You don't want to be with me in my video?
Cold. Yeah.
Are you cold? I was trying to get somebody to bed before I did a live video. But it didn't happen. Oh, doesn't my skin look so good? Ooh. You know what I used today? The Zip. Vivian Howard taught me all about the Zip. Do y'all know what the Zip is? Lauren, yay, my first live. Oh, I'm so glad. Lauren, we have a supporter video in the morning. We're zipping. And Blair is going to give us a 5th grader's view on a lot of things. You still have on your PJs. Shut up. Don't tell everything you know. I've just put on my PJs yesterday. But at this point, like, why change? I've been to Subway. I didn't drop off at school. Oh my gosh, I love the Zip. It's so good. You just do on your, look how good my face looks. Look, y'all are like, no. But it looks better. You just can't tell. Yeah, I went to Subway to get Blair lunch. Since we're on a 2-week quarantine, which I don't really get the 2-week quarantine. Yay, Amy's first live. Amy, live supporter video in the morning tomorrow, 9 a.m. My Zip has been shipped. Oh, there's my cousin, Audra. Okay, y'all are distracting me. Now I'm going to forget what I'm supposed to be saying. Why do people send me messages? I hate people. Is anybody, I hate people. I do. I'm at the point in this planet, are we all just like tired of people? I am. I have a very short fuse. That's why when Amos just kicked Blair off her bed, because she has LED lights in her room and he really likes them. And she came down and was like, he kicked me. And I was like, well, you know what? Then you should spank him. And he was like, no spank. Oh, yeah. I really hit a low point. What's the Zip? It's this face thing. Vivian Howard, have you noticed how good her skin looks? Well, she's been using the Zip. And I have a link that I've shared with my supporters for 20% off. And I haven't told my supporters, but they are sending me a Zip. And I'm going to do a supporter giveaway. So it's $500, but my link gets you $100 off. But there's going to be one free Zip. One free Zip for supporters. We have a little contest. Yes, we are. Okay. Oh, there's the dog. We got the dog. We got Amos. I will be in Edenton on Monday. Chicken biscuit. Yes, you're coming to get your vaccine. That's perfect for a conversation. Well, but the problem is I can't go to the chicken kitchen because I think I've like made them all mad. And I love chicken kitchen. But I just cannot, I don't understand the pancake rule. I don't understand the pancake. We are all COVID-noid. So a principal friend of mine, she calls them COVIDiots, people that are COVID. And no, I call them COVIDiots. You call them COVID-noid. She calls it COVIDity, COVID and stupidity. At the chicken kitchen, other people have Chick-fil-A. We have chicken kitchen, which is great. It's really good. And I ordered breakfast for Blair because she's quarantining. And I get there and like, nobody called. I was like, is there another chicken kitchen? Well, by golly, yes, there is. There's one in Williamston, and Janie's going to order it and drop it by. Well, Janie, you have to come eat with me. Julie said the Zip is $495. I know. But it's 20% off with my discount code. I will put it in this video after the video. So the pancake. So Honor, what are you doing here? Okay, place. Come on, place. That's a nice girl. You're facing the wrong way. Are you ready to go to bed? You're tired. So I said, oh, what's the pancake? What was I saying? Oh, nobody was in line, which is weird at Chicken Kitchen. Can I just go ahead and order now? Yes. I said, I want some grits for me and some pancakes. Well, you can't order pancakes in the drive-thru. Now, I know this. I know the rules. And I said, well, she wants you to move the pillow. Okay, move the pillow. There you go. Look, April knew. No, she wants to sit on my lap. So they said, you're so sweet, girl. Yes, sir. It's a sweet girl. She says, I'm tired. It's bedtime. She said, you can't order them in the drive-thru. I said, so should I just call you on the phone? This is the same person at the drive-thru. She said, yes. I said, okay, so I'll just call. We're talking, but I'll just call you on the other line. and she was, why I sit here? And she was like, you can't sit here while you call. You have to drive around. I said, well, no one's behind me. She was like, it doesn't matter. You can't sit in the drive-thru and call. Y'all, and then somebody was like, all this, like, you're judging people. I'm so tired of that. I'm not judging anyone. They're like, she was doing her job. It could not possibly be a rule written somewhere that says, do not let people call if they're sitting in the drive-thru. They must be moving their car. If you're such a frickie, yes, frickie, I'm not using care anymore, I'm using frickie. If you're such a frickie that you think that that's a real rule, you Looney Tunes is all I gotta say. Yeah. This is day 3 of the pandemic, so I've been doing a live video for everybody every day, which is not what I do. Oh no, day 3, not of the pandemic, it's day 987,000, day 3 of quarantine. So usually supporters get videos, and y'all get like 1 video a week. Because ain't nobody wants to pay $5 a month because, oh, why do we have to pay? It's free. You pay for cable. You pay for internet. You pay $9 for a combo at the McDonald's. Okay, anyway. On my back. Yes. So I don't know why I was talking about Chicken Kitchen. Oh, so Janie's talking about COVID. So in North Carolina, people are getting COVID vaccines. And last week, they amended Group 1 to include unpaid caregivers. Honey, let's not tear up the couch. We already have Sharpie on it, which is great. So unpaid caregivers are people that are caring for people with special needs, which, I have this person who I adore. Oh, Rebecca, you need to be a supporter then. And it's great. So there's not really the information is not being dispersed well, I don't think, in North Carolina, and maybe any state. Just personally, I don't see that. So what's happening is people in Raleigh and Charlotte and, Wilmington, all these like fancy places. Oh, Blair's fine. She's getting her COVID test tomorrow. Those people are having to wait because everybody in Raleigh wants the vaccine, which is wonderful. I'm thrilled. Where we live, a lot of people don't want the vaccine. No, they don't. Mask holes don't want vaccines. So for once in our lives, you live in Chowan County, and we get less money for education. We have awesome teachers, but we get the short end of the stick when it comes to money. And that's just how the formula for education works in North Carolina. It's true. I learned it at state. We don't know if Mr. Brown got us $10,000. It's supposed to be announced in January. I will call and check again tomorrow. I hate to harangue these people too much. So, for once in our life, small town, rural, poor, Eastern North Carolina is getting like the best of the best. So for once, you live in Raleigh and Charlotte, you're being treated like the stepchildren. And I'm going to tell you something. It feels a little bit good. You all don't even know what it's like to live somewhere where you get the shit end of the stick all the time. I mean, it's true. It is true. So I'm just going to be honest. So we're sort of secretly like, damn it, finally, it's our turn. We are getting preferential treatment. And that's not really how it works. So the federal government, I spoke to this physician at Duke today, and he said, if North Carolina doesn't give out their shots in time, now Biden's in, who knows, we will get less shots the next go round. Can you turn that down?
Hi.
Hi. Are you ready to go night-night?
No.
No. My God, why is he, this is like, it's like I live in a carnival. There really were no distribution plans. So health departments, ours is Albemarle Regional Health Department, who they are awesome. So all our teachers have had their vaccines. They went and our superintendent, Dr. Sasser, and the health department got together and set up a vaccine clinic at school. Because teachers are at school, because our kids are back at school, how are they supposed to get their vaccines? So like, I feel like people are hustling and making it happen. And we have less people. So the person that has 2 children probably gets them fed more quickly than the Dugars, right? I mean, if you're a Dugar, you can't feed those people. I mean, it's like first children, how they, get all the attention. Oh, look, this fits on my broken lamp. Does Episcopal High School do random testing? Yes, they do. They do a lot of testing. So I can't read all these comments. It's too many. It's driving me crazy. So vaccines. So group one, healthcare workers, caregivers, people 65 and over. Well, all our teachers have gotten their vaccines. But like in Raleigh, when I got my infusion, the nurses at Raleigh Neurology haven't gotten their vaccines. So you might say, well, that's not fair. Well, what are we supposed to do? Is the recommendation that then other counties have to wait for the other counties to get theirs done first? The goal, I think what people miss, the forest for the trees, or the trees for the forest, whatever you say. The goal is to get people vaccinated overall, right? And maybe where we live, where people are much less likely to wear a mask, it's even more important. So here, they open up the vaccines. Now, the Moderna vaccine has a 5-hour shelf life. So today, finally, Mandy Cohen admitted the vaccines were being thrown away. Now, she said there were like 10. I know that's not true because I've heard from several health departments. Not mine. I don't know what ours has done. So what happens is, like last week, there was a farmer's market and they had vaccines. And so each vial has 10 in it. Well, there were 2 people left. So they opened up a new vial. They gave the 2, and then they had 8. So the person administering got one. They're like, hello, does anybody want a vaccine? So that's happened in Edenton, I think, in Chowan County. It happened with my parents in Miami yesterday. So they weren't supposed to get their shot until the end of March. And some friend was like, we have extras. The clinic's about to close. Come over. We don't want to begrudge that from happening. And Mandy Cohen said, yes. Let me find that quote that I screenshot. I tell you what, you fools better know that I do a lot of screen shooting. Oh, where is it? Hold on. Oh. Screen, okay, here it is. Okay, Mandy Cohen acknowledged for the first time on Thursday the state has had a small number of vaccine doses thrown out when supplies are limited because it has to be la, 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 la. So she says, I like this quote. Hold on. Cohen. In cases where wait lists aren't yet in place, she is urging vaccinators to grab someone off the street to ensure no additional doses go to waste. So for all the lawyers out there who have decided I am the Antichrist, did you just hear that? Let me read it for you one more time. In cases where wait lists aren't yet in place, she is urging vaccinators to grab someone off the street to ensure no additional doses go to waste. So you people might think, because you're ableist, that I have Amos and you have, a typically developing 6-year-old, that we're the same person. We're not. We're not the same person. You didn't just wrestle your child to give them 3 doses of medicine. You didn't just pick up the pieces of another broken lamp. You didn't have to find your daughter crying because her hair got pulled. You didn't spend hundreds of hours training with a wonderful service dog, all so your life might be a tiny bit more sane. We're not the same person. And there's this thing of so I got blown out by some folks who I think maybe they're pissed at me for ratting them out. But if you comment on my page, which is public, do not be surprised if I share what you say. I mean, hello. Middle School 101. Nothing on social media is private. It's not private. So you use a private group and you think, nobody's going to see it? No. That's not how it works. So you don't agree that I should have gotten a vaccine. You think I was bragging about getting a vaccine. I wasn't bragging, but I wanted other special needs families to know you can get a vaccine, right? Because that's the goal at the end of the day. And do you not think that I knew I was going to get lambasted for that? And do I really care? No. But at the end of the day, the point is, there were lots of people getting vaccines yesterday who aren't special needs parents. They were people that were there because the vaccines were going to be thrown out. So very healthy 30-somethings were getting vaccines. And you know what? That's what fricky Mandy Cohen said to do. So don't go ape shit on me. Oh my God, I cannot believe I'm talking like this. My supporters, they're used to it. I try to behave myself on the general, public stage. Not anymore. So, you're mad that I got a vaccine. I'm sorry you're mad. Maybe you're mad at the process. It's a pandemic. No one has ever done this before. No one knows what to do. If you're sitting up in Raleigh crying the blues that you can't get a vaccine and you're 65, then get off your ass and get in the car and drive to a small town. Make a phone call. Call the health department. Be an advocate. Welcome to life as a special needs parent every freaking day. What do you think? Somebody's going to just show up like a concierge and give you a shot? No. Don't sit around and complain that you can't get one. You can go anywhere in North Carolina and get a vaccine. That's the law. That's the rule. You can do it. You can do it. Let it go. You're doing fine. So today, because if that wasn't enough to get annihilated by a couple lawyers, today, more lawyers came out. Mainly one lawyer. Christopher Hicks. I'm just minding my own business for the most part. And then people start sending me screenshots like, boy, this guy hates you. Okay. I put my life out there. I'm a frickie. I can't help it. But so he says to me, which is just a real commitment to being an asshole. Hold on. Oh, and just in case anybody's wondering, let me just read again what Matt Gross said, who is the Assistant Secretary for the Government Affairs at the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. In the course of your daily work, what you do meets the following definition that, yes, you qualify and you should say you are a healthcare worker. And then he quoted, healthcare workers in Group 1 are those with in-person patient contact. Healthcare workers in this group are defined as paid and unpaid persons serving. Unpaid persons. Hello, welcome to motherhood. No, he's not a local person. So he says, and now he's reached out to me and he's apologized and he's taken the post down, the private post down. And he's done that, what's it called, gaslighting, where he's like, the person shouldn't have shared it with you. Okay. That's like my children when I'm like, Russell, have you taken a shower? Blair didn't take a shower. I mean, I have teenagers. Like, I get this. So he says, Deb about to get an education if she sends for me. What does that mean? Like, and he said, that's a joke. You know, I was kidding. That doesn't feel like a joke to me. What you put on social media can be screenshot for the whole world to see. And you can apologize, but it's not enough. Do not say things that you don't want people to see. I mean, what the hell? And then he says this, and to the friend who screen grabbed my post and sent it to dear old Adrian, do me a favor and send her this one too. She don't want this smoke, I tell you that. She can put old Frick on blast, but if she puts old Hick on blast, she gonna get both barrels. Both barrels. Well, that's not a threat, evidently. That's something that rappers say. So the original post said, Tales of an overprivileged whiny butt. There, Adrian, fix the title for you, dearie. Massive eye roll. Hashtag over it. Hashtag unsubscribe. Number 1, if one were perhaps, better educated, one might consider the manner and tone of the room an environment in which one's opinions made a debut. Number 2, shout out to attorney Mike Fricky. Campbell alums out here doing God's work. My husband did his last year at Campbell. Number 3, and this one really gets, my husband, you know, he real easygoing, but he get pissy. Number 3, ma'am, if your husband is an attorney in private practice in Gates County, please pull up a chair and have a seat. Have several. That is not a fact you pull out to say anything about him or his level of experience. Does Gates County even have a single stoplight? You go after me, fine. You go after Amos or my husband? In Gates County, like one of the best places on the planet? Are you freaking crazy? You're from Reidsville, and you're going after Gates County? I mean, she don't want the smoke. Tell him to stop it, Chicken said. I mean, now, I will say, he sent me this very long apology once I sent his friend a message and said I was reporting him to the bar. He's so sorry, he didn't mean it. No, you're not sorry. That's not the kind of stuff you write. Sorry is like, I accidentally tripped and hit you. This is not sorry. I mean, bless her little pea-picking heart, as we say in my native Rockingham County. If you say bless her little pea-picking heart, you ain't sorry. And then Rosemary Johnson said, I haven't subscribed today too. Eye rolls have been given for months and I just got worried they'd be stuck. Rosemary. So then he says this. Bottom line is this. Showing vaccination at this stage of the game is a privileged humble brag, and it's disgusting. Part of being a Southerner is knowing what to sit out on the porch versus what to stuff into the coat closet. So don't tell me what a Southerner you are when that bullshit is out on the porch. Keep those pics in the coat closet. I will still take off my earrings and grease up my forehead if she want to fight. Do attorneys talk like this? This is insane. So for me to show that picture incited maybe jealousy and rage. I have no idea. Instead of thinking, well, maybe she's showing that picture and there's going to be a lot of special needs parents that are like, I didn't know I could get a vaccine. Right? Because I'm going to tell you something. Oh, and then he says, I'm going to tell you something in a minute. I'm finna catch old Miss Thang down at Pine Knoll Shores, and she finna, Finna, I don't know what that means, catch this dagger they call my sharp tongue. Jesus lives in my heart, but Satan lives in my mouth. How much personal injury occurs in Gates County? I thought the population was like 12 people. Fun fact, I used to know about 10 of them. What? I mean, I just can't take it. I have my limits. I accept the apology. Hicks. Fricky Hicks. I hadn't heard from Fricky. No apology. Because at the end of the day, there are people that think the rules are wrong. Well, don't hate the player, hate the game. Right? He's no poet. He's no Amanda. So at the end of the day, I get that vaccine, and I have Amos, who's asleep. Right here. In honor. If something were to happen to me, and I got COVID and didn't live, what happens to Amos? Like, that's not a question that most families have to deal with. So if something happens to Thomas and I, Blair, Thomas, and Russell, they could live with my parents. My friends could take them. Like, they would be okay, right? But Amos, like, do you know how hard he is? Oh, and he's wonderful, and I love him. But, like, he and I are a pair. And, yeah, we have no promises about tomorrow. But I can tell you, there's no one standing in line that says, oh, I'd like to raise Amos. So for somebody out there telling me that I'm the Fricky saying, I'm no different than any other parent. Yes, I am. I am different. You have a tiny newborn baby. Do you know how many people want that baby? A lot. Do you know how many people want to take Amos? Not many. And I don't say that like to garner sympathy. That's really hard for me to say. Really, really hard. Because it makes me sad. And the idea that attorneys, of all people, North Carolina certified attorneys that went to Campbell are going to harangue me over a vaccine is infuriating. Infuriating. It's one thing to be a mask hole redneck and go after me. It's another thing to be educated. Anyway. And I'm really not upset. Like, I'm not upset about them. I'm just more upset that as a family that has a child with a disability, that we have to fight for so much. I mean, fight. It's so hard to get information, like that vaccine stuff. How is anybody supposed to know that? I have a PhD in education. I have a master's in early intervention. I did a minor in child development. And the process of getting services for him is so hard, which is why I share about it. If it's this hard for me, it's debilitating for everybody else. You owe no one an explanation. No, but I feel like I have been given a great education. I've learned about advocacy, and to whom much is given, much is expected. And so I am going to share things. Because it's really important. Oh, these people are like, I would take Amos. But I mean, that's where my heart is. That's where I worry about the vaccine. It's not that I'm like, well, I don't want to die. It's him. It's my husband. Like, it's hard for the two of us to take him, you know? I just think before you talk, and the last night, the lawyer thing, it's one thing to be confident. I love confidence. I'm married to a person whose picture is beside the word confidence in the Webster's Dictionary. But when you're confident and wrong, like, you should be embarrassed. To tell me, well, you're not a certified caregiver? Okay, that doesn't even exist in North Carolina. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. So you might be an attorney and talk shit and like blah, 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 spew stuff. I'm on to it, right? I'm married to one. I'm not a covidiot. I know these things. So don't be wrong and then talk to me. It's like one time this person was trespassing and they thought I was trespassing at my cousin's house and they started bitching me out for trespassing. I'm like, oh my God, you're trespassing and you're bitching me out. That's like a thief telling another thief to get out of the freaking house. I just can't take it. I can't take it. That comment about Southerners knowing what to keep in the closet. Okay, totally agree with you, Stephanie, and I'm glad you reminded me of that. Didn't Amanda Gorman say yesterday something about quiet and equating to peace? Yes, so the idea that we should keep things quiet, some things aren't meant to be shared. I disagree. I absolutely disagree. Clearly, if you follow my blog, if you're a supporter and you see daily videos of Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs family around here, you know I disagree. I think if we don't share the real, then other people are watching us and thinking, boy, how do they have it all together? Not me, but like, she looks so good, or her house is perfect, or her kids are perfect. And then those people feel bad about themselves because they're comparing their insides to your outside. I want to be an open book so that when you see me, that's me. There is no other me. So when I got that vaccine, I thought, I have to share this. I share things about myself that aren't always good. It's not like I'm picking shoes, because if I'm going to be truthful, I can't weed out the truth, because that undoes truthfulness. So we need to talk about the fact that small towns have extra vaccines. So if your parent can't get one in Charlotte, then sign up in Edenton. Sign up in Lumberton. Lumberton person told me we can't give them away. Advocate for yourself. Get off your damn horse and make shit happen. It ain't gonna happen. It's just not. I mean, that is not the real world. Ask my children. Ask my children. I've lost friends for sharing the real. Yeah, you know, I lost some friends too in the beginning, but then I realized those people aren't my friends. Real friends don't mind. Real friends don't mind. I guess I wasn't supposed to have mine, but I work in the field with adult. Oh no, I can't see it. Shoot. I really hate that I can't read these comments because I really enjoy them. So anyway, that's my preaching. On Sunday, we do a supporter church service because, well, we have church inside, but I don't feel comfortable going. And I ain't taking Amos to inside church. And we go to outside church. He's terrible. I mean, I could go by myself and leave my husband here, but I'm also lazy. So we do supporter church. Notify the bar. He oversteps civility. He will continue to speak to others that way. Hey. People are going to Florida to get it. What is that noise? I mean, what are people watching in here? What is the best way to find out what county or town has extra shots? I sure as hell wish the governor would let me talk. Come to Robeson County. Robeson County, they don't want it here. You know, I don't know. Like if you go in Chowan County, you can register, or you can, I would say, Sparky, I think calling places would be the quickest because you would get a person right away. So Janie, who's coming on Monday to bring me a chicken biscuit, Janie is coming from Tarboro to get her shot at Vidant. And she called and made an appointment, and she's a nurse. So I think you have to call around. And if my Amos will be 24 next month. Oh, hey, Carmen. So if you have an Amos and you want to sign up online, you sign up for Group 1. That is what you are supposed to be in, according to the North Carolina Department of Health Services. So you sign up for Group 1, which is what I did. And then I got a call and they did an all call and said, come tomorrow and get your vaccine. I'm a nurse in North Carolina. Contact the local health department if you want information on vaccine clinics. Well, I think what she was wondering, though, Susan, is how do you find out around the state? It would be, I love Sunday Adrian Church. That might be a real problem. I don't know if I've been ordained by anybody. I'm not like pretending to be a priest. I just play one on TV. Super long lines in New Hanover County. So I had a friend, and her parents were in New Hanover County, and they called Lumberton, and they were like, yes, come tomorrow. So you might have to spend a little bit of time. You might have to spend a little bit of time doing it. I'm working at 2 vaccine clinics. And have friends. If you have friends working at vaccine clinics, or put something on, there'd be a great Facebook page. But my parents are in Miami, and they had somebody call them, and their friend called and said, hey, it's about to be over and we have extra vaccines. Come on and come. Would Group 1 include caring for elderly parents living in the home? Sparky, I don't know that. But I do know that if it doesn't, some of these counties have waiting lists so they can do what Mandy Cohen said to do, which is what? Find people off the street and give them the vaccine at the end of the day. So if you're really desperate, you can be like, you know what? We're going to see a little bit of Eastern North Carolina. Melissa's going to come here and get zipped. I'm zipping myself tomorrow on the video. Mm-hmm. It's basically like electrocute your face, and then you get rid of all your wrinkles. Mm-hmm. Is your husband getting vaccine under Group 1? I don't know. We've been talking about that. We're still really struggling. What he kind of had decided he would do, because he's in Gates, is that he was going to call and tell them to call him at the end of the day if they had extras. I think all of us, I did not want to get them before our teachers, right? I want our teachers to have them and our healthcare workers. So I feel like there's still that part of me that's like, I don't want to take it from somebody else. Though it doesn't sound like that. In reality, that's what's happening. Anyway, UNC COVID vaccine clinic online may be helpful for finding locations. Oh, that's good to know. Come back and visit Edenton. Yeah, Edenton now is going to hate me. They'll be like, oh my God, we have no more vaccines because you told everybody to come get one. But anyway. But we don't want to waste them. We're in this together. Let's get the freaking vaccine. I just want to go somewhere. Poor Amos is dying to go on an airplane. I might wake him up. I mean, every day he's like, go to the airport. I'm like, we're going to school. No school. Airport. I was like, we will just pretend we're going to the airport. Anyway. I almost peed on myself. Yeah, so my friend Mary Scott today was my guinea pig for my supporter video for the zip. We did it on her first. Meanwhile, the cat was behind us drinking out of the toilet. Mm-hmm. We're really, really a model for loveliness. Yeah, it's a problem. Carry on, people. Supporters, I'll see you in the morning at 9-ish. And I'll put up the link for the zip and the supporter thing after this video. Carry on, mofos. Behave yourselves.